はい、東京8のウェビナーを、開催をさせていただきたいと思います。
So we will start the webinar of TOKYO8 very soon.
Good morning and good afternoon, good evening, everyone. And we just started TOKYO8 webinar. 今日の、TOKYO8 のウェビナーをこれから開催していただきます。
The webinar of TOKYO8 will start soon. So this time will be the 6th time of the webinar. Thank you very much for participating when you are so busy. So today, we had more than 170 people speaking language. So first of all, we will get greetings from the CEO of.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us for this session, TOKYO8 Global Webinar. TOKYO8 aims to realize a sustainable world by fusing microorganisms, which have an unlimited power, and our upgraded technology, which we have researched and upgraded for many years. Since the founding of this business, which was born from strong aspirations, we have overcome many challenges and have grown to the point where we can now achieve results on a global scale. My name is Kaige Ishida, and I am the CEO of TOKYO8 Global. As the business and as a person, we are very passionate about passing on a sustainable and beautiful future to the world. So this concept of TOKYO8 is very much relevant for our modern day challenges and also emphasizes the importance of microorganisms. Our innovative products and services not only increase agricultural productivity, but also provide economic benefits to farmers. We believe that when we involve people together, we can make a significant impact on global food problems, crop safety and health, poverty, all these problems that are caused by food shortages, global warming, and destruction to the global environment. This will also be a force for the sustainable development and as well for you as individuals. Today, we would like to give you a bit of an overview through this webinar. TOKYO8's goal is to enrich people's life on a global scale and at the same time regenerate the global environment and revitalize modern-day agriculture. So our journey has only just begun. We look forward to working with you to create a comfortable future through TOKYO8. Thank you so much for your attendance today. Looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you for the interpretation. And this is the schedule for the webinar. So first of all, we'll start with the Japanese presentation. So 3 different people. So first of all will be about the tea cultivation from Kagoshima, Mr. Torichigai. And then will be about the Bokashi from Mr. Fukuda. And then at last will be about the strawberry cultivation from Mr. Fushihara. And then after a short break, it will be about the international results. First of all, will be from the Philippines. So Mr. Maeda from Inaho Agriventure, Mr. Maeda and Mrs. Kogure. Then there will be a short video about South Africa, then Malawi, and then Indonesia. Then our top batter today will be Mr. Torichigai from Agri Support Kagoshima.
表をお願いしたいと思います。
Please start your presentation.
こんにちは。
Good afternoon.
アグリサポート鹿児島の取り違い。
My name is Mr. Torichigai Hirokazu from Agri-Support
まず簡
Kagoshima.
単に自己紹介ですけれども、私
I'd like to start with a short introduction about myself. I graduated from the University of Agriculture in 2002 with a degree in tea. After graduating, I joined JA Alzora and worked there until December 2022. After my exit from Alzora, I have started working as an independent agriculture consultant since 2023. Through my work, I have had so many nationwide invitations to share my expertise on tea to both users and farmers around the country. Some of these experiences include lecturing at different tea-related organizations in Fukuoka, Shizuoka, and I was also honored to appear in a movie in Mimasaka City, Okayama, during June this year. I've also been an organizer for the Kagoshima Tea Industry Talks held in Kagoshima. I'll now talk in terms of my awards. I've been a winner of 5 consecutive regional awards at national tea service, at national tea fairs, and at a ministerial level, I've been awarded an award for the environmentally friendly agriculture promotion contest by the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, and Fisheries. This award was the first ever awarded to a tea industry in this category. On an international level, I've been awarded at the food exhibition in Abu Dhabi, attended by over 700 companies from all over the world. This was the first time ever for this award to be received by a Japanese company.
志布志市におきましてはですね、過去に全国茶品評会という日本のお茶の大会で産地賞として5連覇したというような経緯もございます。また今有機栽培が大変進んでいるんですけれども、その有機栽培に行くまでに IPM 推進ということで、そういった化学農薬に頼らないというような農薬体系の確立を目指しまして取り組んだところ、環境に優しい農業推進コンクールというコンクールで農林水産大臣賞を受賞したという。
And I was also able to win several awards about tea.
海外にも出てまして。
And I was also able to go to Abu Dhabi, Dubai, to an expo.
食品展示会では日本企業初の、そういったファイナリストに選ばれたというような経緯もございます。で、ここからが東京8のご説明をさせていただくというところなんですけれども。
So I'd like to start talking about the usage of TOKYO8 so far in terms of experiments in the country. So in the city of Shibushi, which started our trials in 2023, we conducted trials. These were the second set of trials on a meter of 300 hectares, and we've also conducted it with 12 households. In the next year of 2024, we conducted experiments over 500 hectares with 17 households. On a full scale, we used TOKYO8 in both Shibushi and Kirishima, and in the same year, we also introduced TOKYO8 in the town of Makurazaki.
で、その試験結果を得まして、2023年につきましてはもう300ヘクタールまで拡大をしまして、使用農家の方も12農家ということで、
So from this experiment, we were able to extend our use of TOKYO8 to 300 hectares. And we started to buy TOKYO8 in Kirishima from that, just for experiments. And this year, we were able to expand to 500 hectares and have more than 17 farmers. So even in Kirishima, we were able to use TOKYO8 at a full scale. And this year we started to use Tokyo8 trail in Makurazaki.
So we'll talk about our first year of using Tokyo8 more in detail. So during the first year of using Tokyo8, this was in Shibushi. Our farmers joined trials. The diagram on the left, the image rather, shows a comparison between the treatment and control section, the left being where Tokyo8 was used, and the right being where Tokyo8 was not used. This is a T-field comparison. So in the first and second tea harvest, both times, we sprayed just before the harvest. So spraying first just before the first tea harvest and spraying just before the second tea harvest, respectively. So as we can see from the 3 different testing sites, the Tokyo8 section is 136% of the control section. And in the second section, it's 124% of the control. And in the last section, it is 122.5% of the control. We move on to our second year of using Tokyo8. These results are based on the previous ones that came from Shibushi. Kirishima farmers also began to use Tokyo8 officially. So we started focusing on tea traders who are involved in the entire tea making process. That is from growing tea in the farm to producing it into a final product and finally selling it to wholesalers and the main customer. This is the second year. We also branched into the export of tea that is grown through Tokyo8. We know that nowadays overseas, organic-based products are on the rise, they're rising in popularity. This is due to, in tea in particular, this is due to the demand for matcha, and this will also mean a demand for tencha, which is the raw material that is needed to produce matcha. So this overall increase in demand for matcha and also organic products means that we have to increase our production with the main target of exporting. So this made Tokyo8 very relevant to our production and also our business plans. So we move on to our third year, which is this year, 2024. Tokyo8 again continued to gain popularity amongst farmers in Japan. Attention was gained from production areas outside of Ariake and Kirishima districts, in particular through the Association for Talking About Tea Industry in Kagoshima. So there was an event, as you can see on the image in the right. The image on the right shows myself speaking about organic tea production using Tokyo8. So in this, through these channels, meetings and forums, we were able to expand Tokyo8 in places where it was simply introduced as an experiment. We were able to increase users and we were able to increase those who can distribute it. By sharing experiences from areas like Kagoshima and Makurazaki, we're able to gain promotion of Tokyo8. So Tokyo8 will definitely gain popularity through these kind of tools and promotion channels.
でまた私たちがこうやって説明を繰り返していく中だけでもなくてですね、やはりこういうのが効いたよとか。
So through these kind of promotions of organic products and organic tea, we hope that more farmers will be able to switch to organic instead of conventional farming.
And we hope that they will especially use it for tea. We hope that they'll be able to produce more quality products, and we also hope that they will use TOKYO8. We hope that the message about TOKYO8 will spread across Japan, especially among tea farmers. Next, I'd like to talk about how we can effectively use TOKYO8 for tea cultivation. So ideally, you'd like to use TOKYO8 a week after the first sprout appears in your first harvest. So just after the first sprout appears, you would spray your TOKYO8. This is also a very good idea cost-wise.
1回かけただけではですね、収量は増えますけれども、見た目で変化はわからないんですが、
Sometimes when you just simply spray during your experiment, it increases, but it's also better to spray several times.
ボート時期のタイミングに1回と、さらにその前後で1回、2回散布するっていうのがいいのかなっていうふうに思っているところです。
Personally, I believe it's best to spray about 2 times.
基本的になんか農薬をですね、たくさん打ってると思われたくないということもあって、両面散布をしない人っていうのもいらっしゃるんですけれども、基本的に
There are also people who do not really follow this organic method. Those who would like to simply stick to organic methods, it works for both sides, whether you're purely an organic farmer or you'd also like to use pesticides at the same time. Next, I would like to introduce some of the products that have been produced from TOKYO8 grown tea leaves. So Horiguchi tea, which comes from Kagoshima, is the one on the top right. It's a form of powdered tea. As you can see, that is cold green tea, so you can enjoy it cold. And we also have this tea. It's made from a specific Arabic tea. The one on the bottom is made from Imayoshi tea products. That's some kind of dessert that you can enjoy. It's made from tea from Kirishima. This product is also served in a cafe. So there are different ways, as you can see, that TOKYO8 is going into the market. So this is basically all I have from me regarding Kagoshima tea and TOKYO8 production. I hope that organic farming will truly spread in Kagoshima Prefecture and that we will continue to use TOKYO8. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Torichigai. So, you might have a lot of questions. So please use the box, the Q&A box that you can find at the bottom of your screen. You can write your question here. First of all, I would like to ask a question while everybody is writing. So you started first in Shibushi Ariake, right? It was very, very small area, right? And in total, how much surface area do you think you can reach in your area? So I think I might be able to share TOKYO8 with about. Right now, we are selling TOKYO8 to 40% of our clients, but I hope to reach 70%. And in Ariake, you have 1,000 hectares, right? So in only 1 year, you already reached this point, right? Yes.
お茶の農家さんのご支援をされてきたと思うんですが、
はい
これぐらいのスピードで広まった資材っていうのは過去ござい
So
ましたですか？
you
Yeah.
have sold a lot of product in the past, right? But do you have any other product that you've sold that was spreading that fast?
やっぱり今
No, there was no other product that was spreading this fast actually.
がないのでどうしてもその中から
So the main point is because there's no other product that we can use for organic cultivation. So this is a big point for TOKYO8.
今回結構海外からのご参加者も
So
も
today there will be also a lot of people participating from abroad, and there's a lot of places where tea is produced.
海外でのもちろ
So
んお茶に効果はあると想像でき
do you think there would be an effect on the tea
まず間違いなく収量
order in Japan?
見込めると
Yes, of course, I think there will be.
で先ほど色目がいいというお話が
So before you were saying that the color was
キロ単価な
good,
のかグラム単価なのか単
so
価アップにも貢献できているんですか？
does it change the cost of the
っていうのをするので
the
株
tea?
することによってちょっと分かりにくくはなってると思います
So since we are mixing the tea,
した場合には色が違う
it might be a bit hard to be able to say. And we are also covering the tea, so it might be also hard to say that it has an effect. But
そういうドリンクメーカーなんかでかぶせはしなくてもいいけど青いお茶をくださいとか言われるときには
some of the drink makers, they ask to not cover the tea, so and they want a very green tea, so this will
他
change
ご参加の皆様からご質問
our
があれば
exchange with them.
Q&A もしくは
So
リア
if
クションのところ
any
で
or
手を挙げるというボタン
any
がある
other
ので
people want to share a question, please use either the Q&A or you can in the direction place you can raise your hand. So there's one
Q&A
question.
が入ってきましたね。Q&A 入ってきたんですが、その前に、
So we have some question from the
東京
Q&A.
太陽課の石田専務さん
So
から
there's one question before that from the managing director of TOKYO8. So I have a question about in Kagoshima there's a lot of tea and a lot of organic tea being made, but at the whole country scale, when you think about Sayama or Shizuoka, how is the organic
基本的には
tea cultivation going on?
静岡とかは
So usually
ペースは遅いというふうに
the pace of spreading for organic tea in Sayama or Shizuoka is slower than Kagoshima.
100g 1000円のお茶を飲んでたのが今600円のお茶、500円のお茶ということで単価が下がってきているので、
So right now the price of the tea is going lower.
っていくっていうことも間違いないことであって、
Same
その中で
for
増えてくるっていう
the
中において価格を高く
price of organic tea.
ってくると
And when we think about the
行かざるを得ないっていうことになってくると思いますので、もう
the price of exported tea is also going, the demand is going higher.
産地の方々も
So
有機栽培にも手をかけていっている。先を見込んで
So
買
even
っていっているっていうこと
so right now, even the places where the price of the tea is high, they are starting to make organic tea because they want to export it.
で多分最後に取り組むのが多分京都とかブランドバリ
So this is why the demand for organic tea is going higher.
基本的に大産地、鹿児島、静岡、埼玉、三重、福岡って
And
いうところなんかは有機に進んでいくんじゃないかなっていう
the biggest places of tea cultivation in Japan, so Kagoshima, Shizuoka, Saitama and Mie Prefecture. They are growing in the organic tea capacity.
このまままた東京8使っていただいて、ますます美味しくなっていただけると本当に幸いです。
So
よろしくお願いします。
you are making very delicious tea until now. So
ご質問が来て
please
ございます。
keep using TOKYO8 and
一
make
つ目の質
delicious
問がです
tea.
ね、プレゼンありがとうございました。散布にはどれぐらいの濃度
So the first question is thank you for your presentation. And how did you use TOKYO8? What kind of dilution and concentration were you using?
収量が出るぐらいでしたら200倍ぐらいで全然大丈夫。
So I was using
担当に
at the 200
ですので
times dilution.
っていうので十分かなと思います。でね、今結果をもう目に見えるぐらい結果を出している人たちっていうのは担当5リッターぐらい使ってますので、東京
The people that are using that have a high yield, they are using about 5 liters to 200 liters.
ありがとうございます。2つ目の質問も、一つはやっぱり、どれぐらいの量を使ったの
So
か
the second question
と
was about how much you
ご
used.
質問者の方がお米の農家さんだということなの
And
で、
the second question is about rice production.
ですかね。はい。
So
お米については後半インドネシアの発表で細かく
actually, we will tell a little bit more about rice production during the second part of the webinar,
4単。
during the Indonesian presentation.
単あたり
So
何本という表現でお答えいただけると、ありがたいんですが。
10リッターですよね。
So one box is 10 liters, right?
1リットル、1単1リットルってことですね。
はい、そうです。
So for 1,000 square
4
meter,
リットル
1 liter was
ぐらい使っている
used.
ということでございます。はい。はい、質問は以上でござい
So
ます。
this is over for the
では
question.
どうぞありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Torichigai-san, Mr. Torichigai.
では続きまして、2つ目のテーマの方に、移ります。今度は、
So we are going to the next
そのぼかしというですね、
question. So the next theme.
その説明も今日、
So
していただきますが、
today we will talk about the
福田様から
bokashi fertilizer from Mr. Fukuda.
動画を使いながら
So
ご紹介させていただ
they
きます
will explain about the bokashi
通訳チャンネルを
during
通訳をオフもしくは
during
オリジナルオー
the
ディオに設定してお願いできれば
so they will share video and explain about bokashi at the same time.
Q&A の方に Q&A の方に
And please feel free to ask question in the Q&A
私の方からご案
during
内させていただきます。
the session as well.
ビデオよろしくお願いいたします。
So please start the video.
福田俊と申します。
So I'm Fukuda Toshi.
言ってみれば趣味栽培の
So
農家さんの前で
I'm very passionate about cultivation.
自己紹介します。
So I want to share about myself.
そうですね。農工大で
So I was born in 1947 and I studied at the Tokyo University of Technology, Agricultural Technology.
それから2011年から22年まで東京農業大学のグリーンアカデミー
And from 2011 to 2022, I was participating at the Green Academy course. I was a lecturer.
サラリーマン時代からずっとやってまして、それで自然農的な有機栽培ということで、長年野菜作りをやってます。今、菓子の園
So I have been doing vegetable cultivation that is safe for environment, natural cultivation since then. And I'm more focused on the gardeners. So since then, I've been using something that is looking like TOKYO8 10K Rokuju to make bokashi fertilizer. So last year, around November, I was introduced by Mr. Harikai to TOKYO8, and I have been using TOKYO8 from that. So I have been doing blueberry farms from 2004, but I'm also active on YouTube and Facebook. So, and also I've been on several magazines and books, like in vegetable Yasai Dayori or Yasai Batake, but also in doing some articles in the Japan Agricultural Journal. So I will start the video right now. So every year at spring, I will do a mugwort. I will take mugwort, and it's one kind of way to get microorganisms. And I will take this black liquid, and actually the smell is very good. So it's very rare for most of the biofertilizers. So for making the bokashi with TOKYO8, so lately I've been using molasses. Instead of molasses, I've been using syrup. So you will have rice bran, and I'm adding some molasses right now, and then 10K rokuju, so natural enzyme solution. Then I mix it very well, and usually you let it go for 1 to 2 months during winter, but if it's summer, you can have to eat ready by 2 weeks. Then you put everything in a container and you wait. And for TOKYO8, you do the same way. So the base ingredients are the same. So I've been using 100 milliliter this time. So I've been using the same quantity as the 10K Ryokuju. So you mix it when it's dry, then you put the molasses. So I've been making 2 bokashis at this time, and the one with TOKYO8 had a very nice smell. So I've made both of them were successful, were very well made. So I'm mixing it very well. So, and for the water content, when you squeeze it in your hand, it should crumble a little bit. So I made it in February, and I left it until March. And actually here you can see I've been making some plots to make an experiment, a trial, a comparison trial. So I've been making ridges of 1 meter each.
これが東京8で作ったぼかし
So
です
this
ね。
is the
見た
bokashi
目
that
は
I
ね、
made
ほ
with
とんど一
Tokyo
緒ですけ
8.
ど、香りが特
So
に良かったですね。
when we look, it looks the same, but
こ
the
れ一句一句
the smell was very
整
good.
理しましたね。いや入れたものはカブトムシが作った堆肥とぼかし、
So what I
こ
added
の同じような
was
入れました。
compost made with from beetle and the bokashi.
まあ、もともと家庭菜園出身なのでね、あまり大きな試験区ではありませんけど、
So usually I'm used to gardening, so
これよく
I'm
混ぜ
using
合
to
わ
make
せます。
very small
早々に混
experiments.
ぜ合わすと、
So
あまり深
I've
く
been mixing it like this, so you don't need to mix it too deep.
ちょっと全体が長かったな。これは芽を立てる道具をね、
So this is a tool actually to make the
間違
ridges
ってます。
called unitatekun.
これで
And
ちょ
with
っと
that,
成形しまして、
I make a nice
でマル
shape.
チをきれいにマルチが貼れますね。
And then it's very easy to put the mulch sheet.
芽が独立してるから、あまり隣同士干渉はしないだろうと思って。
So since the ridges are quite separated, I think it will not mix much. I thought it would not mix much.
マルチを貼ったところに2本ずつ
So this
ブロックを
is
両方
with the
入れました。
mulch. So and I've
家庭菜園の
I've put broccoli in each of them.
ブロッコリーをだけは植えないです。その周りに
So usually when you do some home gardening, you don't put only
それ
broccoli.
ぞれにいろんなものを作る癖がついてました。
Usually I put on not only broccoli but also radish and so on.
これはシゲモリというブロッコリー
So this is a broccoli called
巻
shigemori.
き巻きもできます。これは人参を巻いてます。
So this is carrots. I'm putting the seeds of carrots.
この9515というマルチは穴が
そう
15センチ間隔に開いてますけども、
The mulch I'm using is very easy to use since it's open. The holes are open at each 15 centimeters.
この穴開けトントンというのはアリジゴクのような穴が開きますんでね。
Actually, this tool is called agnekidoton. So it opens the hole and it's very
溝の
nice
底
to
の方はね
use.
湿度も温度も安定しててね、発芽しやすいです。厚化大根はブロッコリーの間に植えてますね。
So
これはそれ
in
ほど
between the broccoli, I'm putting some radish.
金美プラスというのは黄色い人参ですけども、もう今
So the kimbi plus is yellow carrot.
希釈してね。もう
And here I'm mixing Tokyo8 and I'm putting on the plants, on the seeds.
典型力でも同じように、だいたい
And I'm doing the same with the 10K Ryokuju.
混ぜてかけますね。そうすると善玉菌優勢環境ができると
So by mixing it in the water and spraying on the plants, you have a very nice bacteria flora. And this is in May. So in the middle, the radish, the turnips were already ready.
でブロッコリーができ
And the
て
broccoli,
ほとんど差が認められなかったですね。
I couldn't.
よくできました。
All the broccoli were very well made.
これがしげもりという中手の品種です。
So this is the broccoli shigemori.
そこからは取りません。まあどの区もね、立派にできました。
So actually all the experimentation plot had very nice results.
ということで差がなかったと。
So we couldn't see any differences.
ということでね、もう最近は
So
東京8のミックスでね、
because of this, actually I'm mixing both TOKYO8 and TOKYO8. So actually the Japanese Agricultural Journal took a video. So please look at it.
これから下りを楽しんでください。
So with this content of water is not good.
これはコップンカニ殻入りっていう。
So this is
これが米ぬかですね。
rice bran,
ちょうど20キロ
and you mix both rice bran and the aburakasu in the oil cake.
これも10キロ入れます。
Both 10 kilo. 10 kilo for both of them.
混ぜ合わせます。
And then I mix it.
本来は粉黒砂糖とか
And I was using powdered brown sugar and water, but now I am using molasses.
でまず糖蜜を入れます。
So this is molasses, and I'm putting it.
黒砂糖になる前のですね。
So this is before it becomes brown sugar, right?
発酵の素
And to make it the starters as fermentation, I'm using 10 kilo kuju, so about 100 milliliters.
それから東京8
And then I'm using TOKYO8.
資材の
So also
がね何百種類って入ってる。
a lot of microorganisms inside,
やっぱりこんなもんですね。
about 100 milliliters as well, a little bit, just a little bit. And then I'm mixing it.
まだ足りませんね。次入れますね。
It's not enough, so I'm using some more molasses.
甘い匂いがしますね。これで4リッター入ります。
So this is right now I've used 4 liters,
足りませんね。
and since it's not enough, I'm using 2 more liters. So in total 6 liters.
それは馴染むので混ぜ続けます。
So until it's very well mixed, I'm keep mixing.
これは1平米あたり300グラムぐらいを元肥として入れますね。
So I'm using about 300 grams per square meter as a basal fertilizer.
ぼかしはもう途中まで発酵させるとね、引きが早くなりますね。それで水に溶けば液肥もできるというところですね。完全に有機物の肥料なんで。美味しい野菜ができ
So
る。
this is a fertilizer with all organic matter, so you can make very nice vegetables with that.
つけば崩れる。
So the moisture content should be enough to harden in your grill, but crumble when you poke at it.
まあ大体いいんじゃないですかね。
So this is about like this is okay, right?
精発酵させれば、
So
蒸しは
without putting too much air,
白いカビが入
you
ると
put
同
it
時に
in, you close it into a bucket
香
and
ばしい
leave
香り
it
になる。
to do
こんな
anaerobic
感
fermentation.
じですね。
And this is the right
以上です。
right way. So
はい、
that's
あり
all.
がとうございます。
So thank you very much.
東京都を使ってそのぼかし、実際に
So using TOKYO8 and making bokashi.
畑に
So
散布していく、一つの方法として、
this is very good to for the small scale area, small scale farmers. So thank you very much. So there's a question from the audience. Is there any question from the audience?
そうですね。ご質問が一つ、典型緑樹と東京8はどちらが安いですか？
So one question is 10K Ryokuju or TOKYO8, which one is the cheapest? So if the effect is the same, maybe the cheapest is the best, right?
黒砂糖代、普通だったら黒砂糖代、糖蜜は別といって黒砂糖代がかかりますね。よもぎはそこらに生えてるの積んでくるだけですから、ただですね。
So for the 10K Ryokuju, so you are making it yourself. So you need to have mugwort and molasses or black sugar. So it might be a little bit, it may be cheaper, but you have to make it yourself.
買って11月ぐらいに
So
ことはありますけども、それは稀なんでね。
it's very, so you cannot make the whole year because you need the mugwort. So TOKYO8 at least you can have it the whole year.
20キロぐらいのぼかしを作ったとすると、面積的にどれぐらいにカバーできますか？
So if you make about 20 kilo of bokashi, how much surface can you cover? So per square meter, you can have 300 grams. So for 1 square meter, you use 300 grams. I've been using almost 500 grams per square meter. But there was not much difference. It's just that the soil became better. So if you use it repeatedly, it will become better. The soil will become better. So you can use it on all kind of crops, right? Yes. So bokashi can be used on any crop. So since it's completely organic, there's no chemical fertilizer. It's very easy to use. It can be used anywhere. So do you have any insects coming? So actually the insects don't come that much. So the crops are very strong to disease. So usually there's no outbreak of disease or it's very late. So usually it's very late when the disease come. This is most of my experiments here. So thank you very much, Mr. Fukuda. We need to go to the next presentation. Thank you very much for your presentation. So this is the end of the Japanese part of our webinar. So today we will have the second part on international results. So hello. So we would like to start the international part of today's webinar. So today we will be showcasing about the business part of TOKYO8 all around the world. We have just obtained the fertilizer registration in Indonesia, and the speed of development of the business is increasing. So we would like to show how diverse profile can handle the challenge tied to the franchise, and they also have a very diverse set of challenges. It changes from country to country, and we would like to show you also how they achieve their goals. So first, we would like to start with the Philippines. So, Mr. Maeda, are you here?
はいはい、前田です。
So, yes. So first of all, I would like to introduce a little bit of Mr. Maeda. So we have been partnering with him for about a year, and he's coming from the company Inahoka located in Toyama, but since then he has been teaming up with Mrs. Kogure Africa, that will be in the translation channel, to start Inaho Agriventure in the Philippines, where they are producing cocoa peat and TOKYO8. So they believe that agriculture is very important for young people, and they want to transmit clean environment for the next generation. So beware, the presentation will be in Japanese, so do not forget to set up your interpretation language to English. So, Mr. Maeda, the floor is yours. どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。
私は富山県
Originally
で、稲
from
穂加工
Aichi
に、
Prefecture, Japan, I work in
働いておりまし
automotive
て、
and food service
で、
industry.
その前には、
For
自動
joining
車
in the
関係であったり、
for
飲食業であったり、そういうと
May
ころを、
2020
経験しながら、
driven
昨
holiday
年の5
at
月に、
Naho
フィリピンで、
Agricultural Philippines
稲
Corporation
穂の、
with
100%
100%
子
investment
会社で、
and
稲穂フィリ
became
ピン、
CEO.
稲穂アグリベンチャーフィリピンという
I
ところ
and
を
Miss Kogure
設立し
Africa,
ま
a
し
director
て、
at
今、
Japan,
代
are
表
engaged
に
in TOKYO8
なっており
project.
ます。一応私の方は CEO として、やっておりますが、もう一人今副音声の方で英語で喋って、おります、小暮、アフリカというものも、同じ取締役として、今現在フィリピンの方で、東京8のプロジェクト、並びに次でご紹介しますが、ココピートの資材というものを開発していきたいと考えております。ココピートっていうのは、ヤシ
The
殻
largest, the second
の、
largest coconut producer in the world, and the shells that remain after milk
殻
and oil
の
are
粉
extracted
なんですけど、
from them
こちらの方
and
は、
used to make the
あ、
soil
英語も
から、
始まってます。
ミルクやオイルを抜いた後に、残る殻の再生産というか、昔は繊維質というものをクッションとか使っていたんですけど、それの、
we can
カ
make
スですね、
small light
それを今現
and
在、
at the same time
富山の方
we
で
can reduce
稲
the
穂加工
amount
で
of
作ってお
soil
りま
from
す、
different mountains that is used to make the soil.
育苗用バイトに混ぜてですね、軽量化を図っていったり、また日本に限りある山の土というものを少しでも消費を減らすためにですね、混ぜていこうかということで、今現在考えております。はい、私たちの主な、
Why agriculture?
動機とい
Main
うか、
motivations.
モチベーションなんですが、やっぱり東南アジアの方々に
Life
安
safe
全で美
and
味しい、
delectable food for the people of Southeast
食
Asia,
事を、
enhancing the quality
ま
and
あ、食べ
quantity
ていた
of
だく
our
ように、
products
継続的
through
に、
continued
いろい
innovation.
ろ新しい
With
システ
our
ムだったり、
commitment to taking
農
together
産物
future for the
の
next
品質を
generation.
向上させていく努力を、これが、我々の次の世代の、今のお子さん方であったり、まあ、その後の、担っていく、未来を担っていく方々の、健康を守るということで、私たちの使命としております。また、こんな豊かな、地球の貴重な、
For the
自然をですね、
transmitting the precious
未
nature
来
of
に
the
つ
earth
なげ
to
て
the
い
next
くとい
generation.
う大きな、
Mission to start TOKYO8.
社会に対する貢献を、考えております。
Guiding farmers with
ま
safe
た、
and
農家さん
contributing
に対
to
しては、
society
安全
with
な資
supplying
材を
safe
供給す
and
るこ
high
とによっ
quality
て、
products.
また農家さんが作られる、製品、また、野菜であったりお米であったりというものが、美味しく安全で、皆さんの方に届けられるような、そういう社会を作っていこうというところで、一端を担っていこうというふうに考えております。はい、次ですね。
東京8自体はフランチャイズになっておりまして、フ
If
ラン
the
チャイズ
unit
の
was
先ほど
was
の、林
December
優香さんの
18,
方からいろいろご指導を受けなが
2022.
らですね、ユニットの製作、もちろんフィリピンで現地生産をしますので、
We obtained IBC
中古の
containers from a
IBC
second-hand
コンテ
dealer,
ナとか、
purchased
また
pipes
エ
and other parts from a
パ
DIY
イプであったり
shop
とか、
and
そういう資
purchased
材
the
は
aircraft
すべ
online.
てフィリピンの方で準備しまして、
Assembled the
小暮
container
さんの
faithfully
ス
according
タ
to
ッ
the
フ
manual with the
の、
help of our staff family.
ご家族の方ですね、を、協力得て、マニュアルがありますので、マニュアル通り、組み立てました。また、原料である牛糞に関
We
しては、
obtained
原
cow
料
dung
の、
from a nearby
近く
farm,
の農
and in
場
the
から、
future we are
牛
considering
糞を
supplying it
い
from
た
a
だきましてですね、
Japanese daily farmer
それを
in
原料にしております。
Pampanga.
また、今後は、日本で酪農をされております、フィリピンで酪農されております方がおられますので、そういうところから、無添加の、飼料ですね、飼料で育てられた、牛糞を今後調達して、少しずつ、我々のいい品質にしていこうかなと考えています。また、日々作っている
Daily
品
check
質、
include
東京
measuring
8に
water,
関して
volume,
は、
air, temperature,
コンテナ
the
ごと
water
の、温
temperature,
度であったり、
EC,
水量、ま
pH,
た、
therefore,
EC、
each
pH、
container
全
ensuring
部
this data,
測っておりまし
along
て、
with total staff
まあ、
at
東
Tokyo
京
8
8の本部ととも
headquarters.
に共有しながら、いろいろご指導いただいている。まあ、今後は出てきた製
Going
品に関
forward,
しても、
we plan to
製
conduct
品の
regular
品質
product
検査も
quality
定期的に
inspection.
行っていくということを考えております。これ
Okay,
が、
production,
横の表が
IBC
一
production,
応フィリピンで、作っ
and the
た
analysis
製
from
品の、
Japan.
まあ、使用書、分析表になります。一応心配をしてたんですが、重金属その他、水に関してはあまり心配なくレベルの中に、収まっているということになっております。次いきます。はい。パッケージに関しては一応今は
Packaging is
4リ
okay
ッタ
in
ーを想定して、進
For
めて
the
おりま
time
す。
being, the packaging
また
plan to be in
農家さんの
4-liter
方で、
bottle. There are
需要
an
があれ
increasing
ばで
demand
す
for
ね、
a
ま
larger
た
size.
要
We
望
will
があればですね、
consider
10リッターと
adding
いう
a
ような
10-liter
大容量
container.
の方も今後取り寄せていきたいなというふうに考えます。次。はい。まあ、マーケティングに関してはフィリピンの
Okay,
方は
marketing
今現在私たちが
strategy.
活動しているのは、
Our
日
activities
本向けに、
are carried out with the cooperation of a company that
長
exports
期間ですね、
vegetables.
野菜をフィリピンから
We are conducting
まあ、輸
cultivation
出し
tests
てい
on
る
okra,
日系
young
の企
corn,
業さ
and
んが
rice.
おられます。その日系の企業さんにご協力をいただいて、今現在はオクラヤングコーンを、今試験で、使用してですね、作っていただいたというところになっております。また現在ですね、
We
今
have
月から始
confirmed
めている
the
のが、
effectiveness of
野
applying
菜
cultivate and okra and
は
young
もう
corn
終了して、今
and
度
have
は
just
お
started
米ですね。お
test
米の
rate
方
on
で
this rice.
東京8の効果を確かめていこう
Okay, if we produce
とい
more
うこと
crops,
にしております。
contract farmers will be
東
able
京
to
8
pay their
で
workers
収穫
more.
量が増えていくとですね、契約農家さん、まあ、その日系の企業さんが契約される農家さんの、働いている労働者の方でみんなその収穫によって、報酬が、
Company that
多少でも
contracts
増える
them
とい
may
うこと
buy
に
and distribute
なりますの
Tokyo
で、
8 to
そういう
them
こと
in
に
the future.
つながるようにですね、今後成果出るように頑張っていきたいと思います。また契約企業さんは今後成果が良ければですね、私どもの会社から、東京8を買い取っていただいて、契約農家さんに配布するというような、計画も、またお持ちだということで伺っております。
ダメだね。
次、
トランスレーションが全然ダメです。
東京 8の、
結局。
現在、試験をしたオクラの畑の方ですね。オクラ
Tokyo 8
畑の方からは、
marketing.
まあ、 その買い取って
Farmers
契約され
that
てい
in
る企業
okra
さん
fields
もそう
where
なんですが、スタ
TOKYO8
ッフの
has
方
been
からは、
sprayed have
畑の
reported
他の
that
畑に比
compared to
べ
other
て非
fields,
常に
the okra is
形がい
generally
いと、
slimmer.
いう
There
こ
are
と
fewer
で、
okra that
あ
are
ま
too
り
large or
規
thick.
格というものがあるもんですから、大きすぎたりとか、また太すぎたりすると規格外になって、全部収穫にならずにですね、そのオクラの畑で、捨てられてしまうということになりますの
From
で、
our
今現
company's
在は
perspective,
TOKYO8 で
there's a
作っ
positive
た、
side to
オクラ
it
に関
in
し
the
ては
sense
非常に
that
形が良く
less
てですね、
okra
廃
has to
棄す
be
るオク
discarded
ラ
in the
も、
fields
少なくな
sprayed
ってい
with
るという
TOKYO8.
ことで伺っております。次いってますか。はい。一応、スイートコーンですね。オクラの方はあれなんですけど、スイ
Field
ート
trial
コーンの方でも実験し
sweet
まし
corn.
て、これはちょっと残念ながら、収量に関するデー
The
タがちょ
stats
っと
no
取れ
data
ませ
on
んで
yield.
したので、一応写真の方からいきますと、左の上の方が、根っこの方の写真なんですけど、左3つが、対象区ですね。
Better and
で、
faster
右
grow with
3つが
TOKYO8.
TOKYO8 の、
Larger leaf and extra stem.
散布した根っこになっておりまして、
More
根っこ
follicles of
の、
TOKYO8
充実度合いが TOKYO8 の方
of
が非常にいいとい
7.7
うこと
versus
と、あと
7.4.
一番、下の方の大きな写真なんですが、TOKYO8 の散布し
Or
た
from
エ
the
リアと、
TOKYO8 field was to Japan.
左の方が、対象区ということになりますが、未
Or
散
from
布のエリ
control
ア
field
と
was sold to
散布し
local
たエ
market.
リアの発芽率と成長が全然違うんですね。同じような種をまいて、やってるんですが、これが、明らかに違ったということで、大きな生育の差が、見えます。また、最終的に、東京8の補助の方のスイートコーンっていうのが、日本に、輸出され、対象補助の方は、地元のローカルマーケットで販売されたということが、一つ伺っております。次いきます。はい。こちらの方は、またオクラなんですが、
On okra.
日本の輸出
Main points
用で、
and results.
オクラを栽培して試験をしていただいたんですが、
Look for
TOKYO8 の方
export
の
to
補
Japan.
助の方が成長が非常に早かった
Faster grow
と
with
いうこと
TOKYO8.
があります。通常に比
Plant
べ
was
て約
more
1週間
vigorous.
程度、収穫時期が早か
Better
ったと
fruit shape with
いうこと
TOKYO8.
を聞いております。また、
Faster fruit growth with
先ほ
TOKYO8.
ども申し上げましたが、
Grow overnight
TOKYO8 の方
to
が、
surprising size.
形が、非常に、整っておって、
Earlier harvest period
成
temporarily
長
longer
も
with
一晩の
TOKYO8.
うちに、結
Controlled
構大きく成
vegetative
長
parts
し
or
て
in
いっ
bigger
て、
volume.
収穫のタイミングが、な
Harvest
かなか難
quantity
しかったということも
almost
伺っ
equal
ておりま
to
す。
several
ま
factors.
た、こちらの方も、
Okra grows
収
quickly when
穫というこ
selected
とになると、
directly in the field.
結局は規
When
格
field
があって規格
cultivation
外になると
ended,
どうしても
the
畑に捨て
shipment
ざるを得ない
of
と
the
いうことで、
okra
単純な、
or the export,
収穫
all
量
plants
とし
were
て、
removed, regardless whether they are
比
whether
較すると非常に難
in
しい
foods
んで
or
すが、
not.
普通の栽培の中で、いけば、結構いい収穫ができたということで、農家さんからのお話は伺っております。次行きましょうか。これが日ごとの、収穫
Field
量、オ
trial
クラの
of
収
the
穫量の
harvest.
推移です。青いところが、青い
Blue
ラインが、
one,
東京
line,
8。
TOKYO8.
取り始めたのが、若干遅かったんですが、最終的に、比較していくと、その後の伸びが違って、結局同じような期間では、ほぼ収穫量としては一緒なんですが、最終日ですね、もう輸出が、日本への輸出が終わってしまって、まだまだ取れたんですけど、東京8の方が、そこで、終了ということになってしまったので、差があんまり出なかったというグラフになっております。次いきます。で、こちらの、オクラとヤングコーン、両方なんですが、スプレー散布、横に写真があ
Next
るんで
is
す。ああいうような格好
salt
でスプレー
and
散布す
filter
るんですけ
trials.
ど、スプレー散布する方
The
にお
salt
話を
of
聞
box
きますと、
experiment had a great
通
impression
常
on the
の、
farmers.
除草剤であっ
All
た
the
り、
clients started to
殺
start
虫剤という
authorized.
か、そういう農薬に比べて、自分たち
Farmers
が、
and
非常に
spray
安
stop
全だって
that
いうのが分
happening.
かっているの
When
で、
sprayed pesticide or
マスクもなし
herbicide,
に、あ
we
ま
work
り警
carefully and
戒
take
する
precautions,
ことなく、
avoid
安
any
心して、
adverse
スプレーの
effects on
作
the
業がで
human
きる
body.
ということを、
But
ス
when
プレ
spraying
ーする
TOKYO8, we
作
don't
業
need to mask.
ま
We
た
can work
立ち会っ
with
てい
peace
た
of
だけ
mind
る農家
because
さ
we
ん
know it
も、
has no
言っ
effect
てお
on
ら
the
れまし
human
た。
body.
それが非常に私は印象的でした。で、今現在ですね、これ写真載ってるのが、7月の頭に、散布したライスの畑、畑というか田んぼというか、なんです。今後ですね、また成長に伴ってまたご連絡、ご報告できるかと思いますので、よろしくお願いいたします。はい、次いきますか。はい、今後の、プランであったり、我々
Your
の
plans
狙う
and
ゴール
goals.
というのが、やはり、まず
We will
は、
adopt TOKYO8
今
in okra
日
and
本
yam
国内
fields
向け
for
の
Japan
オクラ
and
やヤン
promote
コ
its
ンの
use in
畑
rice
に、
fields,
東京8を採
thereby
用してい
increasing
ただいて
farmers'
ですね、
income through improved yield.
また
In the
今実
future,
験
we
中
need
の
to
ライス
expand the
の
area
方
where
も、
TOKYO8 is used by carrying out tests.
収穫量を、
Spraying
向
activity
上と
in
い
the
うこと
Baguio
で、
region,
全
where
部、
vegetable cultivation is
農家さ
thriving.
んの方の、所得向上につながっていけばというふうに考えております。また、今後は、今現在はターラクというところなんですが、それよりもうちょっと、北の方でバギオというところが、野菜栽培がフィリピンの中でも盛んなところなので、そちらの方にエリアを、拡大していって、東京8の、普及を、広げていきたいということで考えています。次に東京8のプロダクション自体は、
And production that
品
are
質っていうのが一番我々は
structure
重視し
that
なきゃい
allows
けな
for
いの
quality
で、
control.
当面は、
We will manage
今、1箇
production
所
in
の
one
生
location
産
for
でです
time
ね、
and establish a
賄えるような供給をしていきたいということで、品質管理を重視して、これから進めていきたいと。で、フィリピンの
registration.
中では、FPA という
FTA fertilizer product
レギ
registration.
ュレーションがありますの
FTA.
で、フィリ
This
ピンの
year
レ
we
ギュ
will
レーション
obtain
を、
Philippines
まず
organic fertilizer
クリアしてです
certification.
ね、それから
We
販
have
売に
just
つなげて
started
い
the
って、
process.
その先に、フィリピンの今度、オーガニックのファーティライザーの、レギュレーション認証っていうのがありますので、そちらの方の、認証も将来的には、取っていきたいなというふうに思ってます。で、今現在のターゲットとしては、
Target.
まず売上を
Our
カバ
object
ーして、
is
今
to
一
scale
つの
up our
ユ
sales
ニット
and
で
be able
や
to
って
reach
おりま
enough
すが、
capacity for a second
そ
unit.
れで全部
We aim to
供給
be
できるような量を
master
増やしてで
franchise
すね、
of Philippines within 2 years.
もう一つユニットを増やしていきたいなと。で、一つずつ増やすことによってですね、2年以内にフィリピンの、マスターフランチャイズ、として、我々の企業が、担っていければ、フィリピンの、農業に、より貢献できるんではないかなというような形で考えております。以上です。
Mr. Maeda, thank you very much. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. And I can see in the Q&A, there's a lot of people that were that really liked your presentation. 本当にありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.
We have a few questions for you from the audience. So one of those, one thing also is that we also will share the YouTube video of the presentation. So if there's something that you couldn't get during the presentation, you will be able to review it. So don't worry. And so for Maeda-san, first from the audience, there was one question. So they were asking your quality control measure during the production of your TOKYO8. So, you can answer in Japanese if you want. Do not worry. そう、東京8の、品質管理は、どうやって、できましたか？
それはマニュアル通り、進めるということが一つと、毎日しなきゃいけない、チェックですね。先ほども言いましたが、水量のチェックであったりとか、温度のチェック、あと EC、pH というような、チェックを行いながらですね。あと、もちろん出 出荷っていうか、まだサンプルの出荷しかしてませんけど、出荷前の、トータルな、チェックを、太陽ゆかさんの方にしていただいておりますので、そちらの方で私どもはやっぱ安心して、農家さんに供給できているというふうに考えてます。はい。
Thank you very much. So let me translate your answer. So Mr. Maeda was doing the check as it is given by the manuals of TOKYO8. So doing the EC measurement, the pH measurement, but also the checking how the quality is with the color and so on. And also he is sharing data with us every day. And before doing a big shipment, Philippines and Japan being close, he is able to share with us sample to check the total quality of TOKYO8 at the same standard as the TOKYO8 that we produce here in Japan. So this makes him very reassured. So thank you very much for your answer. We have one question in Indonesian. So I think it talks about the application of TOKYO8 on melon. So we might be able to go back to this question a little bit later. Everything concerning the usage of TOKYO8 on crops. I think there's also a question from Cameroon that is asking if TOKYO8 can be applied on all crops. So, and the requirement. So since we are very close to time, let me give you a very short answer that TOKYO8 can be used on all crops as long as you can also give another nutrient source. So thank you very much, Maeda-san. Yeah. So
前田さんどうもありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
小暮さんありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
So we will go for the next presentation. We will introduce you to a short 6-minute video where from South Africa, where Mrs. Perokazi is sharing her experiences with TOKYO8. So she is an ex-Abe Initiative scholar that has been with us for a 2-month internship at the end of last year. And since then, she has been working into establishing her own TOKYO8 franchise.
Hi, everyone. So it's been 6 months, 6 to 7 months since I've been back in South Africa after my internship at Tayuka. So immediately when I got back, I put TOKYO8 into action with the experiments in Eastern Cape back home. And luckily when I got back, it was still the rainy season. So it was actually plantation time. So I got back just at the right time. And we began to use TOKYO8. I mean, immediately what I picked up was that the plants grew much faster. So what we did was we planted green pepper, carrots, onions, and baby spinach, and also lettuce. So of course, the other crops are a bit underground, so they're still coming. The ones that were visible was the lettuce and the baby spinach. So those were what I can say that was different to other crops that were already going, was that they were much richer in terms of the texture, the color, and also you could see that they were very much nutritious. And another thing, they were resistant to because later on it became they experienced a little bit of drought after the rains later on. So the TOKYO8 crops were able to withstand that heat, and they were still able to give food. And yeah, that was quite fascinating. And another thing with the body of the crop is that, for instance, they had cabbage already, and it had little holes. So they were talking about that there's a fungus that usually attacks the leafy crops. So with the TOKYO8 crops, they were, there was none of that. They were able to withstand whatever fungus or diseases that were attacking the other crops. So you could, in essence, you could see the richness in color, especially, and also the texture of the leaf was very thick and quality. The other distinction was that the Tokyo 8 crops were able to retain water. Whereas when the short-term drought hit, the other crops were beginning to dry up, but the Tokyo 8 crops still had that moisture, and they were still able to withstand those harsh conditions.
So that is in the soil. The soil still had water.
Yes, yes. So I was very impressed in how it was able to withstand the harsh conditions, especially now with climate change and weather patterns changing. So you could rely on Tokyo 8 to at least keep your crops going when the other crops were dying out. So it's also a good I can say a preventative measure, or a a preventative measure during the times of climate change in terms of crops. Those were the main things that I picked up. I mean, during our training, it's exactly what we had learned, and so I saw it in person. And another thing, everyone around me was able to see it. So they were very excited about what they were seeing, very fascinated because they could see it live. Before I even showed them the presentations, they could see it actually happening. So they're very fascinated about it, and they're very excited as to receiving Tokyo 8 now when we start the business and selling it to farmers. So there was much hype around it. And also, I spent some time meeting stakeholders and just connecting with the people within the agricultural sector and telling them about Tokyo 8. So it did generate a lot of excitement, especially because South Africa is a big agricultural hub. So I see it, a lot of farmers, becoming interested and wanting to use Tokyo 8 in their farms. So I've been spending a lot of time around that, and currently we are in the registration period. It of course involves a lot of processes and a lot of paperwork this side, but we are, I can say, on track. I'm actually dealing with the actual fertilizer tester people currently at the moment. I'm having another meeting with them on Wednesday. So I opted for in-person meetings rather than emails and telephones, so that they can relate to the person and put the face to the brand. And it just helps to remember things much quickly. And for me to also have the first-hand information, because information can get lost with emails and so on. So they are also like a registered body that deals with fertilizers, and they are helping me with the registration process. So once that I can say, once the paperwork has been dealt with, the registration aspect will not take that long. And also we are busy at the lab right now. So it's mainly that aspect, and then after that we will be ready to launch. Yeah.
So we are very, very happy to see that in 6 months, Pelokazi was able to make such a progress. I think she's also in the audience, and we are looking forward to her having Tokyo 8 registered in South Africa. And so we had a few questions. Also, I think some of them, they are addressed to Maeda-san. We will try to address it a little bit at a later time, since we are slightly behind schedule. But I think one of them was, it seems that the testimony for South Africa is very impressive. However, I would like to know if you were able to ask her whether she applied only Tokyo 8 or she if she mix it with other control measures. So she mainly use organic fertilizer like manure and TOKYO8. But we will be able to share with you alongside with the video and the archive those kind of answer. So the next presentation will be still in Africa. So it will be from Mrs. Victoria from Malawi. So she has already been presenting during at our side event during TOKYO8. Last time she has been presenting mostly about the cultivation results, like Mrs. Pelokazi did this time. But now she's going to share about her TOKYO8 franchise and how her business is evolving. So mind that she's presenting from Malawi, so she might have some connection issues. So Victoria, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So please go ahead. The floor is yours.
Hello. My name is Victoria. I'm from Malawi, and my business is registered as Green Gardens. Next slide. Yeah, so Green Gardens started in 2022 after I have graduated from Tokyo University of Agriculture and attended the internship at TOKYO8. It was registered in 2023, a year after coming back from Japan. The business mostly started because of the passion that I have in the food security and the income security in Malawi. I'm a Malawian lady, as already introduced. I'm interested in the agriculture food systems because that's part of the important part in Malawi. I graduated from Tokyo University of Agriculture in Japan in 2022 with MSc in Agriculture Economics and Development. I also attended Sokoine University of Agriculture in Tanzania in 2023. That's when I graduated with Agriculture Economics and Agribusiness. And I also have a diploma in agriculture from Natural Resources College in Malawi. Currently, I'm working as an agribusiness officer, coordinating several projects that you have seen listed below. But I still have the passion of doing business in agriculture related activities because that's where I have a background from. Next slide. Yeah, so just in short, Malawi is an agro-based country, meaning that most of the people in Malawi are depending on agriculture directly or indirectly. And the prices of fertilizers are skyrocketing each and every year. From last year, from 2022 to 2023, we had an increase of 40% in the prices. And this means that farmers are really suffering and having challenges as to support their farming business. We have a total land area of farming as to 5,738 hectares, but land under cultivation is halfway the mentioned hectareage. Our GDP is at 30%. I come from Kalonga, so as you're looking at the map, you will see that Kalonga is just far at the end of Malawi, in the northern part, close to Tanzania. Yeah, so having a motivation of working with farmers, I also want to contribute to the Malawi 2063, which is pillar number 1, agricultural productivity and commercialization, where the government is encouraging farmers to produce, not just produce in small quantities, but in large quantities. So as it is, I am one of the mega farmers in Malawi, producing more than 20 hectares of maize currently. I plan to expand my business not only on TOKYO8, but also in other ventures. What interested me to be working with farmers is because my parents were farmers. Of course, my dad was working in a bank, but still more, they were also farmers. And that developed an interest in me when I was very young. Secondly, having worked in the agriculture sector for 16 years, I've seen the challenges that farmers are facing, including the low yields and cost of production. And I wanted to be part of the people that is contributing to lessen this burden. As I said, I'm planning to diversify my business, not only focusing on the TOKYO8 production, but using the same product to now produce different crops. So for the season of 2023-2024, I produced maize, groundnut, beans, and leafy vegetables, different kind of leafy vegetables. I'm also planning to export sesame from Malawi to Tanzania. So I've just sent a sample to South Africa, sorry. So I've just sent a sample to the buyers in South Africa and also trying to get a certification in export. I also plan to develop a cocoa plantation here in Malawi, and I'll use that one also to apply TOKYO8 fertilizer. Yeah, so our produce, when we produce TOKYO8, we also produce the vegetables. And it's not just a matter of doing the trials, we sell the vegetables that we produce. So we do farm gate, where people come and buy at the farm. We do home deliveries and office deliveries for the people who demand for our produce. Yeah, so as you can see, TOKYO8 production doesn't take a lot for it to be produced. You can just use simple materials to produce. We had to buy the second-hand water tanks. As you see, we just have a simple shed. It's not so much costly, and that's the plant that we have to produce TOKYO8. Yeah, so 3,000 liters were produced. 200 liters we shared it with the farmers and extension workers for demonstration so that the farmers can see how TOKYO8 perform. Currently, our revenue is from 300,000 to 600,000 in the peak demand. And I have recruited the assistant business manager because I'm also working, so it becomes too involving for me to work alone and do this business alone. Yeah, so by December this year, we are planning to reach 300 farmers, and we are projecting that to make 17 million Malawian kwacha a year in one production plant. We hope to have multiple production plants so that we should reach more farmers. This year, on the 20 to 21st, we are going to exhibit our product at the District Agriculture Fair. So we hope to reach more farmers and buyers. And by the end of December this year, we are planning to have 1 hectare of irrigation farm just to apply the TOKYO8. So in the picture, you can see that we have already started the land preparation. Thank you very much for listening.
So thank you, Victoria, for your presentation. It's very impressive that last time you've been just doing, you've been showing some of the results, but we also had the opportunity to visit you in Malawi last year. And
Yes.
you still made a lot of progress from that. So yes, this is very helpful for us to see you growing like this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I think from the Q&A, some of the questions were directly answered. But I would like to ask you one question, if possible. So,
Yes.
what are your biggest challenges for the TOKYO8 franchise? Did you had any troubles? So, can you talk a little bit about the troubles that you've had? It's okay. I think it's good to share. It's a good place to share about this. So, please go ahead if you have any comments or on that
Yeah,
aspect.
since it's a new product that is coming as an entry in the fertilizer market. Yeah, so the challenge was that I'm a busy person and I need to reach a lot of people like each and every time. Yeah, so to get to meet the farmers, it's not very easy, and that's why I had to bring in somebody at least to help in trying to talk to the farmers, in trying to market the product. And currently on the market, there are also a lot of biofertilizers coming in the market. Yeah, so we have fertilizers like bokashi, yeah, which is very, very, very popular in Malawi. So now it's like you would want to compete with something that has been already there, that farmers already know. So it takes a lot of money for us to go in the field and do the demonstrations, because we need to monitor the demonstrations and we need to travel to distances that means we need to input a lot than what we are getting currently. Yeah, and there are also challenges of electricity in Malawi. Yeah, for now we are okay, but I think in the past 2 or 3 months ago, we used to have a lot of blackout. So as you know, there is need for air security in the tanks. Yeah. So that means there is need for solar panels, at least to make sure that production plant is running consistently. Yeah. Where I'm living is very hot. So because of the hotness, and you like when you see at the shade, sometimes the tanks are affected by the sunlight. Yeah, so that also affects it affected one of the tanks. I'm just assuming it was also because of the sunlight that was
I see.
getting to the tank. But so far, so good. There have been also some good stories attached to it. We have GIZ interested in the business. We have we say women creating with program, the Clark Marshall program that is from South Africa. So I was one of the beneficiaries. And last week we had a pitch program. So the presentation went good, and they are interested to still mentor us and see how we can expand, because they see a potential in the product. Yeah, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much. This is a very complete answer, and I think it answered to several of the questions that were on the chat. So thank you so much for your presentation, Victoria.
Thank you.
So next part and last part will be about Indonesia. So first of all, we would like to share a short video of less than 2 minutes on Mr. Hindra. So he's a farmer in Indonesia, Java Garut, that was introduced to us through JICA program, IJ Hope, a program that is aiming to economically elevate smallholder farmer through better cultivation technique, but also better marketing. So what you will see is a video of his impression of Tokyo8 on cabbage. But beware, Mr. Hindra is speaking in Japanese, so do not forget to listen to the interpretation channel in English. So please put the video on.
Hi, Mr. Hindra. Hello, my name is Hindra, and I'm going to be talking about Tokyo8. So I'll be talking about this biostimulant that I'm holding here. So I've used it on my cabbage, and as you can see, my cabbage is quite big. This cabbage is about 60 days old, but it's already 2 kilos, around 2 kilos in size. Maybe in about a week or so, it will have increased. Maybe it will be around 3 kilos or so. So I can see a very positive impact on this cabbage. And I'm sure that when I try it for other vegetables, such as carrots, it's going to show something positive as well. On my right, you can see that I'm also growing eggplants. They're in very early stages. Eggplant is popular in Japan too. That's my eggplant. So I'm really impressed by Tokyo8. It's responding well on Indonesian land. I think it's helping Indonesian land, and I'm impressed with using Tokyo8 on my vegetables. Thank you very much.
So you can see some of the effects of Tokyo8 in Indonesia, but now this links to the next presentation. So next presentation is from Mr. Arangi. So he has been visiting also Mr. Hindra a lot, but not only him, but he has been going around all Java for at least the last year. And thanks to Mrs. Hello, Mr. Arangi. Yes, we can hear you. Yes. Yes. Thank you. You are with your whole Tokyo8 equipment.
Tokyo8 in Indonesia.
Please go ahead.
So in the past year, we've been very busy applying for registration in Indonesia. So I will take you some of the journey on what we've done. So it's a long process, very detail oriented. Make sure that the products are good for the public. So thankfully, last month we received the license with Indonesia with very good result. So I will share a little bit of the process of the testing. Yeah, it was a 6-month process using corn. So this is the harvest of the test result. Yeah, we do 9 types of application with comparing with quantity of NPK chemical fertilizer with Tokyo8 with different dosages. It's very interesting and very surprising to them to learn that the best harvest is when the amount of NPK is reduced to 50% mixed with this is the comparison of using 100% NPK without Tokyo8. You can see some of the product is good, but many is lower grade, therefore increasing the reject rate on the market. By using Tokyo8 and reducing the NPK, not only the farmer save in the cultivation, they also increase the acceptance rate by the market. And then after the harvest, we bring it to Sabuhachi restaurant chain in Jakarta. This Japanese restaurant, and the chef was very impressed with Tokyo8. size, color, quality, flavor, and also the aroma. It is very sweet and umami. So they don't need to get for the product. They're very happy. So hopefully, also the farmers, corn farmers in Indonesia, are very happy. So the next step with this distribution license is that how do we distribute it to Indonesia? Indonesia is one of the largest country with a lot of population as farmers. In terms of farm groups, there's about 750,000 farm groups across Indonesia on 13,000 islands. So distributing is a challenge there. And then our plan is also trying to grow accordingly. By the end of this year, we hope to have 100 franchisees. Next year, we want to have 1,000 franchisees, and of 2 years from now, it's 10,000 franchisees. And going forward from that. But how do we do that? It's very difficult to distribute to the farmers in all those islands. So we have to make sure that the stakeholders in the ecosystem all benefit from the use of TOKYO8. So we identify 5 clusters of stakeholders. First, we begin with the farm groups. We're lucky with collaborating with JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency. We get to learn how to work with farm groups and be able to accommodate what is their pain and how to help them develop their farms. Understanding their needs, we give feedback to TOKYO8 Japan to minimize the size of the TOKYO8 factory. So it can be carried by motorcycle, can be carried by car, can be carried by human on the farm path, because there's not all houses have roads, for example. By doing this, hopefully we can make the mini factory be more distributed to all 13,000 islands in Indonesia. And then we have to also make the program easy to follow, easy to monitor, easy for quality control across the islands. So this is part of the initiation, the farm groups. And then we also create to help them communicate with us, developing an AI chatbot with WhatsApp, so that they can report us what's the condition and what do they need to adjust. And this is Pak Hendra video that you saw before. He also installed it for their farm group, and you can see the size difference here. It's interesting that typically his harvest is about 1 kilogram per cabbage, yeah. But with TOKYO8, he can achieve up to 4 kilograms per cabbage, which means he has to look for a higher value market that will appreciate quality of this product. It's a good problem. We love to help him, not only from the production, but also how to distribute it to the right market. So this is the farm groups. Furthermore, we also identify other industry, the level partners, namely the farm management, also farm investors. So last time we invited Food Station and also Ella Farm. So the collaboration with them has gone further. Here at the Food Station, we finished the demo plots. And in the project, we identified that they can harvest half a month earlier than usual. So they're very happy. It makes their return on investment better, yeah. So they're so willing to give video testimony about the result, that it increases the yield despite the problems we have with pests and the drought. Also, this is another learning benefit we learn from Era Tani, also in rice. They have about 1,000 hectares in collaboration with farmers. Yeah. In the area they farm in Indramayu, Karawang, there are many rat attacks like what you see here. It's disgusting. It's so many rats. 40% of the land farm in the area in the ecosystem is damaged due to drought, and then the harvest is attacked by rats. Now, nevertheless, we see here, despite the many attacks by rats, uh, the farms that is fertilized with TOKYO8, they recover faster. Just like the story from food station, the ones that was damaged earlier, they recover faster. Therefore, they can still get the average yield per hectare. Although it doesn't increase as we hope to be, but at least it recovers the investment thanks to TOKYO8 fertilizer. So this is the application with LFarm. Now, LFarm, they are also formulating different kind of compost that they help with, they implement with their farmers. They have about 400 something hectares in the market. And then by combining their secret ingredient with TOKYO8, we co-brand using Elephant 8 brand. And you can see in the potato farms, within 12 days of cultivation, yeah, you can see evidently the difference in growth size and growth speed, making it very appealing for the farm investors. So this is one way we expand further, increasing the influence. The other segment that we are also farm insurance and agri-tech. So this one, we told the story, I think two presentations, two webinars before, yeah. So this was our demo plots with Mastani, but also with Acha, the insurance. So Acha has been very helpful, very generous to us in recommending their clients, their farm insurance clients, to use TOKYO because it reduces their risk damage in terms of disease and also resistance to drought. And then also working together with agri-tech companies like Scala and Sagri, we are able to also monitor and quantify what is the impact on the reduction of chemical and also the carbon sequestering. So we are beginning another cycle of the project by the end of this month with larger scale. Hopefully, we get even more valid statistics with larger population. Another one that we work with is Scala, the Japanese software company. This is their application, AgriHub for farm monitoring. This is the web-based dashboard and the agronomist app. But we learned that Indonesian farmers, not all is familiar with using advanced apps with downloading, installing, registration. So we go one layer in terms of user friendliness by using WhatsApp and training it using AI, and then helping it communicate with farmers better so that they can consult about TOKYO8, they can consult about how to reduce chemicals, reducing risk, and so we put also the insurance information like Acha. So by collaborating with these partners, the more the stakeholders we serve, the easier for us to make bigger influence in the ecosystem, having the product more accessible by the market. And I would like to also invite you to please try out our AI. Use the WhatsApp now, and please take a picture of the QR. We have about 600 something users right now that's consulting with the AI, consulting about TOKYO8, and hopefully this can be a useful tool to educate the whole world about better farm using TOKYO8. Okay. Now, back to you, Enora.
Thank you very much for your very thorough presentation. You have worked so much since we started partnering, and we are also looking forward for the growth of TOKYO8 Indonesia. So I can see that the Q&A is very heated. You have a lot of questions, but because of the time limit that we have, I would like to select two of them. So first of all, a question coming from Mr. Suhud from Indonesia. So farmers' problem are not only production, but also market and distribution channels. TOKYO8 has already helped with issues around production. Does TOKYO8 Indonesia collaborate with other parties so that market problems and distribution channels can be solved? So I think you've answered a little bit this question in your presentation, but if you have any other comments to make on this.
Yes. Right now, what we although we can do a lot of things online, I think human is still important. So TOKYO8 Indonesia is now actively recruiting TOKYO8 consultants in every regency in around Indonesia. So for everyone who has recommendation for passionate people who can help us connect with farm groups across Indonesia, please let us know. Contact us to that number. We'd like to speak to them. Basically, what excites me about helping the TOKYO8 mission around the world is empowering every farm groups to produce their own fertilizer, not just selling them. It's not just about making profit, but it's making the world a better place. So I hope anybody who can help us with that, we need your help. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your answer. And the second question that we have selected from the chat is from Mr. Aqua Percy Brain. So he's asking, did you face any challenges before you had the certification from the Ministry of Agriculture? And how were you able to resolve it?
Okay. Before we have the license, we cannot sell commercially, but so we use that time to, number one, learn as much as possible about the ecosystem, what is their challenge, so that we can empathize with their problem and then make the better solution. So the outcome with that empathy is that we understand that, okay, we need to reduce the size, make it more transportable, understanding about the price points, understanding also how to influence the life components, that also building a good brand among them. So among the farm management, the investors, the insurance, they become our valued ambassadors. So not salesmen, yeah, but because it helps them also. Reducing risk is good for insurance, right? Increasing yield is good for the investors, right? So by that way, we spread the good word. And then number three, have as many demo plots as possible. So yes, we can tell a lot of good stories, but the product don't lie. So the more people try our product, although in closed system, yeah, so it's not for commercial, but make it as visible as possible, as evident as possible, learn from the process. So that's my experience.
Thank you very much. It's very impressive that how you use the time until the registration came to improve the business plan and so on. I think this is a very good experience from your.
Well, I think I think most important is we cannot do it alone. So get as much help as possible from everybody that is willing and have the same desire.
Yes. So I think this experience will make waves all over the world. So thank you very much for your presentation and for your work.
Thank you. Yeah, please try the AI. Yeah, so we'd like to from your feedback. If you have any advice on how we can improve it and you can use it also for free in other countries. So
not
let's help each
only,
other.
yes, so you can use it through WhatsApp, right? We will share
Right.
afterwards alongside with the YouTube link
Please.
archive.
In the
So
future, we'll
yes.
put it also on social media program and others. So that we begin with WhatsApp. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much. So we have one last presentation. So it is from Mr. Ishida Yohei, the Managing Director of TOKYO8 Global. He would like to share about our progress, our scientific progress as TOKYO8. I think today there was a lot of questions about TOKYO8 as a whole, as a product. So please, Mr. Ishida Yohei. So the presentation will be in Japanese, so do not forget to put the English interpretation on. Thank you very much.
はい、本日は夏の東京8ウェビナーにご参加いただきまして、
Ladies
本
and
当にありがとう
gentlemen,
ござい
good
ました。
afternoon, and I'd like to
また
thank you
登
for
壇者の皆様、
joining our
さま
summer
ざまな成果発
TOKYO8
表ありがとうございました。
webinar.
おかげさまで
Thank
日
you
本
to
から
all
世
the
界に向けて、
speakers
ま
for
たアジア
presenting
やア
your
フリカから日本に向
achievements.
けて、東京8の成果だ
Thank
け
you
で
to
な
all
く、
of
さ
you
まざま
as
な
well
現
for
状を共有
having
す
this
る場にな
opportunity
れた
to
こと
not
を
only share
心
the
より感
results
謝
of
いたします。
TOKYO8, but
改め
also
まして、
to
私
talk
は
about
東京バクテリアラボの
different
石田洋平
situations
と
in
申します。
Japan, in the
私の
world,
方で
from
は東京
Africa
8の
to
最新
Asia to
研
different
究の
parts
進捗
of
を
the
皆
world.
様と共有させていただきます。
My name is Yohei
微
Ishida,
生
and
物
I'm
の
the
世界なので、
managing
検
director
証
of
に
Tokyo
複数
Bacteria
年を
Lab.
要することなのですが、何
I
回
want
か
to
にわた
share
っ
with
て
you
皆様に土
the
壌の
research progress
生
that
物
we've
多様
made
性
on
や
TOKYO8
微生物の有用
as
性
a
につい
product.
て、私たち
Since
が
we're talking
解明したこ
about
とを伝えられればと
microorganisms,
思います。
there is a
よろ
lot
し
to
く
talk
お願いし
about
ま
in
す。
terms of verification, and this will take
ま
so
ず
many years
第
to
一のテーマで
clarify,
東
but I
京
hope
8
you
によ
can
る
get
土壌
some
改善について
insight
です。
on TOKYO8.
微生物が土壌にどのように作用するか。
So the first
最初のきっか
point
け
would
は
be
東
about
京 8
soil
を土壌に
improvement with
投入することに
TOKYO8.
よって
We
土
can
壌
ask
内の有
ourselves,
機酸
how
素量
do
が上がることを見つけた
microorganisms
からです。
act on the soil? How
枯
do
れ
they
葉や
behave
土
inside
中生
soil?
物などの死骸、
First of all, we
また
found
は
that the
空
amount
気中
of
の二酸化
organic
炭素が
carbon in the
大元
soil
の炭素源に
goes
なりま
up
す。
when TOKYO8
そ
is
して微生
applied
物によ
to
って
soil.
不織物という高分子の有機
So
物が
dead leaves,
合成され
dead
され
soil
ていきます。
organisms, or
こ
carbon
れによっ
dioxide in
て
the
土壌
air
の暖流化が起こり、
are the main
植
source
物
of
の
carbon
成
usually
長
in
と
soil.
発達が良くなります。
These material are
水
then
分や栄養素、
synthesized with
空気を
humic
よく保持
substances,
できるように
which are
なります。
high molecular
大
organic
気中の
matter,
二酸化炭素が光合
and
成に
synthesized
直
by
接利用される
microorganisms
一方、
to
土
produce
壌中の有
what
機
we
酸素
have.
は植物に間接的
This
に
causes
影
the
響
soil
を
to
与え、
become more
健
compact
全
and
な
allows
成
for
長
better
環境
growth and
を提供しま
development,
す。
better
ま
retention of
た、
water,
社会的に
nutrients,
は
and air.
植物の光合成で吸収され
Atmospheric
た二
CO2
酸
is
化炭
used
素
for
を有
photosynthesis,
機、土
while
壌有
organic
機炭
carbon
素
in the
に
soil
変換して
indirectly
溜め込む
affects
ことで、
plants,
大気中
providing a
の
healthy growth
二酸
environment.
化炭素を減少させ、
CO2 is
気
absorbed
候
by
変動を
plants
緩和さ
basically
せ
through
る、働
photosynthesis,
きにもつ
and
なが
it's
りま
then
す。
converted
これが第一のテー
to
マの
soil
ゴールでし
organic
て、
carbon
こ
and
のことを
stored,
科学的に検証
therefore
していきます。
reducing CO2. This is what we
次
would
に
like to
第二のテーマと
continue
して、東京
investigating.
8は植物の葉面にも、効
Our
果を発
next
揮します。
point
微生
is
物
what
が
is the
葉っ
effect
ぱ
of
にどの
TOKYO8
ように
on
作
the
用するか。
foliar surface of
気候
plants?
は
What is the
葉っ
effect
ぱ
on
の
the leaf
表面に
area
ある
of
小さい
our
穴、
plants? 小
How do
さい穴
microorganisms
act on the
気候が反映す
phyllosphere?
ることで、
The
植物と
phyllosphere
大気の
refers to
間
the
で
parts of a
二酸化炭
plant
素や
that
酸
are
素、
above the
水
ground,
などの交換
usually
が
the
行われま
surface
す。
of the leaf,
気候から
which
吸収
is
され
the
た二酸
living
化炭
area,
素
the
は植
habitat
物の
of
光合成によって
microorganisms.
でんぷんや
So
食塩
first
な
of
ど
all,
の
we'll
有機
have
物が
our
作られま
pores
す。
on your leaves. As
東
the
京
pores
8を葉面
open
換
and
気すると、
close,
葉面の生物に
CO2,
影響を与え
oxygen,
るこ
and
とと、
water are
こ
exchanged
の気
between
候
the
から
plant
植
and
物
the
の光合成
atmosphere.
メカニズムに作用
The
するこ
carbon
とが考
dioxide
え
is
られ
then
ます。
absorbed through pores
現
used
に
for
東京8散布
photosynthesis,
による
and
植
then
物の成
organic
長促
matter
進が
such
起き
as
ているの
starch
は、
and
こ
sucrose
の
is
効果が
produced.
大きいと、考
When
えて
we
おります。
apply TOKYO8 on leaves,
ただ、
we have a possibility that phylosphere microorganisms will act on the photosynthetic mechanism of plants through these pores. This is why I believe that TOKYO8 is promoting plant growth because of this mechanism. However, there are a few papers that study the effect of external microorganisms on photosynthetic bacteria, and we intend to continue studying this relationship. We intend to further clarify our research. Since this year, we, the Tokyo 8 team, are working on this research. Next, I'd like to talk and explain about how we did our experiment in a bit of detail. So our experiment was divided into 4 plots. First, conventional tillage, and then no-till with and without Tokyo 8. So these plots have not been plowed for about 2 years and have been abandoned. That's why we decided they're a good site for experiment, because they have been having very little outside interference. So here we have an outline of the experiment on Komatsuna. So comparing the komatsuna, which is a green leaf vegetable, we have 150% of the control. This is a comparison of the weight of the Tokyo 8 no-till plot versus the weight of the control no-till plot. So we see that there's about 0.2 increase, 0.2 kilo difference between the two. So in the area where there is tillage, no tillage is slightly inferior, but we still achieved a good improvement in a no-till area where Tokyo 8 was used. So next, I'll talk a little bit about carbon in Tokyo 8. We will continue to experiment and research the relationship between crop growth, soil carbon content, and microbiological behavior. And we can see here we are collecting soil from different sites to measure and compare the carbon production in each of the different environments. So this year we will have a basic test and we'll continue to monitor the carbon change in the different soils throughout the year. These kinds of experiments are in very early stages, but we hope to contribute to agriculture and sustainable environment restoration by clarifying this scientific relationship. So thank you so much, and I will keep you updated on the progress of Tokyo 8 research. This is my last point. We have started the detoxification of waste. This is how we started as the Tokyo 8 business. That's our background. And these efforts have grown as we add more and more value to the product. We hope that you will continue to be interested in Tokyo 8. Once again, thank you so much to the speakers and participants for joining our webinar today. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ishida-sen. So I would like to give the closing remarks for this event. So first of all, thank you so much, all the panelists from Japan to Southeast Asia and also from Africa. We have had a very wonderful presentation that was hitting up the chat, and so many questions. Thank you also for you, the audience, for being interested into Tokyo 8 and giving us so many questions. At a later date, we will we will try to make content answering to the questions that weren't answered during the session. And you will find also the archive of Tokyo 8 on YouTube, both English, Japanese, and maybe also Indonesian. So as a last activity, we would like to take a picture with all the panelists. So please, panelists, can you put your camera on?
はい、パネリストの皆さん、カメラをオンにしてお顔をお見せいただけますでしょうか。今日ご参加いただきましたすべてのパネリストの皆様、カメラをオンにしてご登壇ください。 でも今日は本日はフィリピン、そしてインドネシアではアフリカさん、小暮さんや、シタさんが通訳をしていただきまして、どうもありがとうございました。
Thank you also for all the people that were translating. So for also from Philippines, Mrs. Kogure, and from Indonesia, Miss Suchita.
はい。ビクトリアさんは、
So Victoria, can you put your camera on, please? Just for the last picture.
はい。
あ、
あと、この、東京エイトグローバルの、この東京エイトのウェビナーは毎年2回開催させていただいてます。この夏のセッションと冬のセッション。冬ではですね、日本の場合は1年に1回しか収穫の時期がございませんので、この次の冬のセッションの時にですね、たくさんの、日本の、収穫の成果を発表できるんじゃないかと思っています。
So for the webinar, for the TOKYO8 webinar, we have it 2 times a year. So we have the summer session that we are having right now, but we also have a winter session. And next time, winter session is very special for Japan because Japan has only one time harvest. So you will be able to have a lot of results from Japan as well, especially on rice.
では、
So
フォトセッションです。でも今日もありが
So
とうご
this
ざい
is
ま
the
した。
photo session. Thank you very much for your participation.
はい。
Bye-bye all. さよなら。
はい。
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
はい。
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Inora.
Thank you, Arangi.
では、一般のご参加の皆様方も本当に長時間にわたりましてご参加ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
東京8も、今後も繰り返しになりますが、年2回どんどん発表会続けていきますし、次回もしくはまた数年後、皆様の、発表もぜひこの場で、世界中に発信していただける、そんなことを継続してまいりたいと思っております。ありがとうございました。では、これにて終了とさせていただきます。